What's going on, YouTube? It's Big Boy 007. We're going to be doing a pork shoulder butt today. They call them Boston butt, and it's actually a pork shoulder. We was able to catch one on sale, but we're going to be doing it an easy way. Sometimes I'll smoke these on the smoker, but today we're actually going to be just doing it in a standard crock pot. And this is something easy if you got a little time that you're going to be at home, or even if you ain't, you can just stick in there, let it cook down. Pretty simple methods. But anyway, we're going to be trimming this up. We'll be back with you in just a minute. I'm going to open this up and pat it dry, get it nice and ready. As you can see, it's got a big old thing of fat on the back. I'm going to trim a lot of that up, but you'll see it when I get done and we'll get ready to season, and then we'll be ready to put it in our crock pot. So we'll be right back with you. Okay, everybody, we are back. So we've got everything trimmed up. This whole section was a big layer of fat. I've trimmed it up pretty good. You can leave a little more or take even more off to your liking. I leave a little bit on there just to help keep some moisture and flavor. But what I'm gonna do is season this up. It's nothing fancy, but I just take a little bit of mustard, and all this does is just gonna allow the spices to stick. It don't take much, just enough to coat it a little bit where you want your spices. And then, so you can flavor these however how you want to. I got just some simple stuff today. This is just a mixture of paprika, pepper, and a little bit of barbecue seasoning that you can get, a little barbecue rub that you can get. And that's the good thing about these is you can experiment with it to your liking. This is also, this is a little bit of brown sugar seasoning, just to give a little bit of sweet hit. It's kind of patted in there. And then this is just a little bit of Texas smoky flavoring. So just pat that in there. And you're just going to cover it up real good. It don't take a ton of seasoning. You can be generous with it, but hey, don't worry about it. Don't think, hey, that's too much, because it really takes a lot of seasoning to get a good flavor in this piece of meat that's relatively large. So just go ahead and coat it up real good. Just cover it, and what that's going to do is just make a good solid crust, especially if it was going on the smoker. If it was going on the smoker, then it would be even better. So just do all that. So I consider that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit here. I want it to sit here for about 15 minutes. And what it'll do is actually going to sweat a little bit. When it starts sweating, then we're going to prepare a crock pot. I'm going to go ahead and cut it on. We're going to pour this apple juice in the crock pot and let that start coming up to temperature. Once this sweats for about 10-15 minutes, and we're going to put it in the crock pot, and we'll see you when we get ready for that step. Okay, everybody, we are back. We're ready to put this Boston butt in the cooker. I've got this nice and getting nice and hot, nice and warm. I've added roughly 6 ounces of apple juice to it, about 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar. Stir it around, let it come up to temp. That's just the mixture that I like. Obviously, you can adjust that to your liking. When we season this in the last segment, I let this sit for about 15 minutes, and you can see the moisture on this is really coming out, and that seasoning is really getting inside the meat. So we're ready just to sit this in here. Let's cover it. The fat side we trimmed, we're going to put that down in the water, and that is not much water in it at all. We got it set on high. It's a large crock pot. So when we come back, this is going to be cooked down. We cook it on high for roughly, generally cookers vary a little bit, but about a pound every hour. But this is an 8-pound shoulder. We're going to check it. We're looking for an internal temperature of around 200. Is when I like to cut it off and pull it. When I pull it out, I cover it up and let it sit for about 30 minutes, and then before I actually start pulling the pork apart. But we will come back when it's time to do that. We'll keep a check on it. Probably see you in about 6 or 7 hours. All right, everybody, we have got the meat out. As you can see, it is absolutely tender. It's reached a temperature of right around 200. We pulled it out. It's fallen off the bone. Here's the bone that will be inside. Just pull that out. But we're gonna sit this out. What I like to do is once I pull it out is just take some foil, loosely cover it. You ain't gotta be super tight or super sealed, but just loosely cover it. That's all you're gonna do. And I'm gonna let that sit just like this for about 30 minutes. And then once that's done, we'll be ready to tear it apart, season, and enjoy. All right, our Boston butt is ready. It's been sitting for about 30 minutes with some foil on it. As you can see, it's fell all to pieces, which is what you want to see. You can just kind of just tear that out to your liking. You can make it as fine or string as you like it. What I usually do is just take a little apple cider vinegar, your favorite barbecue sauce, maybe mix a half and half in a little bottle, squirt a little bit on it to your liking. That, you know, just some good old pulled pork. You know, that's basically it. This is nice and tender. It's really, really good. This, like I said, it's falling apart. That's fantastic. So that's a good, easy meal. We're gonna get this cleaned up. I'm gonna get it seasoned with our sauce. Eastern North Carolina, vinegar base. You know, obviously there's tomato base, vinegar base, South Carolina. So, you know, you can kind of play with this to your liking and your flavor preference. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I hope you got something out of the video. Please hit the subscribe button. And until next time, we'll see you later.